Hey guys, it's your girl Angie. You're watching Barbershop Conversations. Make sure to click the button below to subscribe, like the video. Don't like it, leave a comment. You can also follow me at Angelica Curtis on Instagram. See you soon.
Barbershop Conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I'm listening to Dante's Boxing Nation. For those of you who don't know Dante's Boxing, go ahead and feel free to subscribe. Just type it in your search list. And he had a long interview with Virgil Hunter. Long, man. I watched all of it and the pieces that he uploaded in. And he said something that was interesting. He said Russians have problems in dog fights. And and I don't believe it. I don't believe it to be a race thing. But he said something, his follow-up statement was really, really interesting as well. And this is just my perspective on it. Feel free to give me your perspective in your comment section, because I know if you listen to my channel, you listen to Dante, you listen to many other channels as well. But he says Russian fighters has difficulty fighting, and the reason why Americans don't have difficulty fighting in dog fights because blacks fight Mexicans and Mexicans fight blacks. He says we grow up basically fighting Mexicans in dog fights. I'm talking about black fighters. Um, uh, Fighting dog fights, fighting inside, fighting in the clinches. Um, Whereas, and obviously the flip side of that is why Latin fighters have great success against, as they say, slick, athletic black fighters, because we fight them in amateurs every weekend. You fight. You may fight you may have 6 fights in a weekend, you know what I mean? And obviously, for the most part, it's gonna be black or Mexican, in a lot of these tournaments, and you have white fighters as well. But I just wanted to make that point, and I found that extremely interesting because he said Kovalev had great difficulty after he got knocked down. He said they had to change up the game plan because he was real curious why Andre Ward was standing in front of him. And once he stood in front of him and got knocked down in the second round, he said that they had to change the game plan up. So that was just real interesting that he said that. And I've never even thought of that, how your upbringing prepares you. And I know common sense, being pragmatic, tells you that, but not in this light. Black and Latin fighters have a distinct advantage that we fight each other all the time. And I'm not saying that um, uh, there are no slick athletic. I'm not saying, but I'm saying numbers wise, it would make sense, right? Because we all know Russians and Chinese athletes, they have schools for fight academies. I don't know what they call them, colleges. I don't know what the term is, and quite possibly they're all getting tutelage, probably from like the same type of trainer per se, the same type of teacher. So that's just an interesting perspective. All my overseas subscribers, feel free to chime in on this. Uh, and and the same holds true, what I mean, in real life. What I mean, whereas you have people who hang around, what's that? The Boy Who Cried Wolf. You know what I mean? Like that story. Uh, if you raise a cat around 9 dogs, the cat is going to act more like a dog, and vice versa. And we know that to be true. Science proves that. You know what I mean? Like apples and oranges comparison, but you have Pavlov's dog. You know what I'm saying? Every time you ring the bell, the dog knew it was time to eat. You know what I mean? Then they did the electrocution process. And I know, but it's just how you can train the brain, how you can train um, human habits. I know I use an animal, but uh, if I have any scientists out there, any psychologists out there in the subscriber list, but feel free to comment and let me know what you guys thought. I thought that was pretty interesting. Although if we sit down and think about it, we see that in America we have a distinct advantage, probably in a lot of sports. Like basketball. I mean, if uh if we go man for man, you know what I mean? We know that NBA is 80% black, but um we have even at the high school level, at the college level, it's very competitive between blacks and Latinos, especially in the high school level, but it kind of dissipates because you know, boxing and soccer is like predominantly a Latino sport in high school and stuff like that. So they pretty much dominate that. But overall, I thought that was a real interesting take and something I've never considered. One, how we haven't in boxing, how we have a distinct advantage at learning to navigate other type of styles, whereas in Russia they have a distinct style, and I don't know if it has a lot to do with their academy or they only have. I mean, I obviously they have different styles, but like in my head, I don't know if this is true. In my head, I see it as like the Olympic training facility we have in Colorado. That's what I believe they have like in Russia and in China and all these countries. And they send all their elite athletes there and they learn under them and they keep them for years. And if they succeed, they move on. If they fail, then I guess they go out and get a job. I don't know. But that's how I see it in my head. So anyways, barbershop conversation. I just thought it was real interesting. If you guys had a chance, go ahead and listen to Virgil Hunter's interview. I thought it was really cool. As you guys know, he's my emotional trainer of the year. But in my head, like if I was to vote, because you guys know how emotionally attached I was to that Ward Kovalev fight, Manny Robles is my trainer of the year just because of what he did for Maldonado and Valdez this year. So and to top it all that, it only costs $1 to train at his gym, and you get to train with Dominic Brazil, Maldonado brothers, Valdez. So I just thought that was real interesting. So barbershop conversations. Feel free to subscribe button. Raiders lost. Miami and Pittsburgh are gonna win, and you guys know I shut it down at 1 o'clock when the Giants play. So let's go G-Man. I think we're up against it. I think he may be a little bit too much today. If I'm a betting man, I bet Green Bay Packers. But you know, I'm sitting here. I'm 100% in on the New York Giants. Ain't nothing like New York Giants football in the playoffs, man. And keep in mind, I just want you guys to know this, motherfuckers. We had the same route a couple years ago. Remember that? We had to beat Green Bay, we had to beat Dallas in Dallas, and we had to beat New England to win the Super Bowl. And guess what we did? We did the damn thing. So anyways, barbershop conversations. Feel free to subscribe button. I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.
Mine is at Miss Amanda Paris.
Mine is PB_Miranda.
Mine's ANNELISGJR. Annalise. No one can spell it right. JR.
Mine is Ashley to me.
And on the count of, okay, now y'all gotta do this together, okay? Okay. Y'all have to say thanks for watching Barbershop Conversations, okay?
Wait, barbershop conversation.
Yep.
Okay.
Get it titled, get it titled.
Okay, that's what she said.
Thanks for watching Barbershop Conversations.
Thank you guys.